Joining us is Republican Senator Jeff Sessions from the state of Alabama. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
All right, well, what do you think? You like it or not?
Well, I haven't seen it yet. We've seen a little PowerPoint outline, and time again this year we found those to be inaccurate. But the numbers do indicate that there will be some reduced spending. Not nearly enough, but real reduced spending that I think can be enforced. Maybe a half or less than half of what we really need to do to get our country on a sound footing. It's not the debt ceiling that's a big issue. The debt ceiling has been a process. It created an opportunity for us to discuss the overall debt trajectory that's so dangerous for America, to give us an opportunity to reverse the trends. I guess there's some progress driven by the last election, but not enough.
Is there any sort of anything put into the PowerPoint presentation, as you know, or into this plan, so that in the next Congress things can't just get sort of reversed and we're in this mess again, sort of in terms of the trajectory? I mean,
yes,
is this really binding on anybody for any period of time? It
is binding, but you know, just a year or so ago we voted to declare the census an emergency. Something that's required every 10 years by Congress is not an unexpected emergency. But we declared it so we could violate the budget and our spending limits. So the answer is yes, Congress can get around this, but it will be more difficult. And I think every American needs to watch and make sure that we are faithful to these modest commitments to reverse our spending recklessness.
Do you have any problem with the so-called punishment, as Brett was talking about, or the trigger that the cuts will come to essentially two places? One is the military, and the other is the health care providers under Medicare.
I am concerned that the military is improperly being targeted in this. What I'm hearing is it could be much more severe on them than other agencies of the government, and certainly I wouldn't favor that.
Is that something, though, that would be a game changer for you?
I think it'll be a big game changer for a lot of people. If it's, we'll have to see what the language is.
If the language is,
they don't have to tighten their belt too, but they shouldn't be disproportionately expected to do so.
All right, but so assuming that's not disproportionately, then you're on board, at least as to that provision.
No, I've said that we need 7 days to review this bill. We've known this day was coming for 6 months. I have warned that they were going to wait till the last minute, plop down a bill that no one has time to read, and demand that you pass it because the markets might open tomorrow morning and be unstable. And I am worried about the markets and what we are. We should not be at this last minute. This legislation should have been on the floor for weeks. The American people should know what's in it. It's not a deal. It's what's in the legislation that's important.
Well, I got an idea. Since you don't want to do anything in the last minute, the continuing resolution of funds of government expires September 30th. Maybe rather than wait until the 28th or 29th of September, why you all stick around this week as long as you're all here and handle that?
That is a good suggestion, actually, because we've got a real problem with spending for next fiscal year that begins October 1st. And we've passed only one appropriations bill, and we've got 12 more to go, and I don't see any of them moving very fast. So we'll end up again with all piled up in one big bill at the last minute, and we're asked to pass it. The Senate, you know, Robert Byrd said there are two great Senates, the Roman Senate and the U.S. Senate. The U.S. Senate could have been such a fabulous forum for a national discussion of our debt crisis, and we've really missed that opportunity.
All right, well,
so far.
Maybe you should suggest it. I think it'd be a little bit of a stink bomb in the Senate tomorrow, but maybe you should suggest it, that you stick around to do that one.
Well, we need to be ready, because we're going to be the same position. You're right. September 30th.
It is going to be bad. We're going to do this. We're going to have this whole drama again.
Unless something changes, we're going to be in the same position.
Senator, thank you. Always nice to see you, sir.